Welcome to the Photo Booth Entrepreneur Podcast. My name is Agatha, and we'll be discussing two important topics. One, selecting the right photo booth equipment, and number two, selecting the right photo booth app for your new photo booth venture. So let's dive in. Choosing the right photo booth equipment can be tricky. One, because you're not sure what you're going to jump into. What kind of styles are they? I remember when we first started the photo booth industry a couple of years ago, actually over 10 years ago, and they used to be like these giant boxes that you would sit in. Now they're just so much more advanced, more modern, kind of like a little art piece now. So some of the main ones we're going to be talking about in this episode is the iPad photo booths, DSLR photo booths, mirror photo booths, or 360 video booths. Those are like the top ones that everybody, wants to jump into. But which one's the right one for you? So we're going to go over like the pros and cons of each booth. So sit tight, relax. And if you guys have any questions, always reach out to us on our community page. We're always available there to answer any questions or help you guys out with any of these important topics. So first off, we have the iPad photo booth. And the reason why I'm starting off with the iPad photo booth is because this is the booth that everybody wants to jump into when they're trying to make the most affordable option, right? It's the cheapest option up front, not long term. And the reason why I say that is because iPad booths are known for their reoccurring monthly fees or yearly fees. So you are constantly having to fork out money. Versus a lot of the DSLR or mirror booths, you don't have to pay a subscription, which is kind of cool. You would just pay one time and that's it. So the iPad booths, yes, they are cheaper up front because you're just buying the shell, meaning just the photo booth, by itself, and you're putting in your iPad later. You can buy it that way, which a lot of people do. Especially the people that have already invested into the business, they are purchasing photo booth shells. If you're a beginner, beginners usually buy bundled packages, meaning literally just bundled everything that we go to events with in one photo booth business bundle. So you'll see on our website, 360boothexpert.com, you'll be able to see all the different bundles that we have. So if you're beginning, one of those iPad business bundles are probably the best route for you to go because one, it's literally backdrop, photo booth, software, lighting, red carpet, everything that you're going to need to go and successfully do an event. That's like everything there ready to go for you. So that'll probably be ideal for you to purchase all the business bundles, and those prices are varying from like $6,000 and up, depending on like the model that you want to get. But again, going back to the apps, you are going to have to be paying reoccurring monthly fees. So yes, it is going to be upfront low cost, but long term, you're going to be paying more versus like a DSLR or a mirror booth. Even though those DSLR or mirror booths are more expensive, yes, they are so for a reason. They're way bigger, more luxurious. They have more equipment in them, but their software, you don't have to pay a monthly subscription, which is awesome. So there's one of my photo booths like 5 years old, and it's running on the same software since day one. I haven't invested any money into it, but what's awesome is that every year, on one booth alone, I can do, let's say, if I'm not even pushing, let's say 35,000. If I'm really pushing, I could push it all the way to 50K, or 80 or even 100. There's some people that do that. I'm going to be really realistic with you guys from the start. That's just who I am. I've always been that way. So I'm going to give you things that you want to hear and things that you don't want to hear. But that's what this podcast is for. So yeah, other than that, iPad booths are great to start off. It's not bad. The only thing is you are getting iPad camera quality. That's one of the things that when you're starting, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, it's cheap. Let me start off, I'm going to get my toes wet with it, which is great. Yeah, absolutely. If you can start with that, start with it. You don't have to sit there and wait to get, $10,000 for another photo booth. No, like if you want to start this now, because what's going to end up happening is life is going to happen. And then you're going to be like, I'm not going to invest into this anymore, or I'm not going to try it. And then later down the line, 6 months or a year or 2 years later, you're going to be like, Agatha, I just wasted 2 years of my life. I could have invested into it. I'm going to always say what I always say. I told you so. You should have started when you had the idea. The cool thing is like when you're investing, whether it's a shell or a business bundle with us, like we give you all the tools you're going to need to be successful. Like meaning like your checklists, your contracts, the help that you're going to need to learn the software, how to set up the unit, other things. Like one of my customers yesterday, she called me and she's like, Agatha, this is my first booth I'm going to be booking. I don't even know what to say. So we literally had a one-on-one and went over all the details of how she was going to manage to, book this person. And it's nice to have that one-on-one, like a mentor on your side. So that way you're not like me, and not really knowing what to expect and all that. But we've already done all the trial and errors. So, that's the best part of, working with a Company 360 booth expert is they've lived it. They have thousands of people that are successful because of them, and they're successful because they actually want to learn and they want to push it. So if you're going to I'm going to invest all this money and let this photo booth sit there, don't do it. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. But if you're going to be the person that's going to be investing into this and actually like taking the time and energy to learn everything that we've paved out and presented for you, then there's no reason why you can't be successful. It's just better for me because, lazy people, they're like, hey, I just got my photo booth. I'm at an event right now. This is my first time setting it up. What do I do? I will help you, but just know in my mind, I'm going to be like, grr, like, why didn't you do the homework? That's what you guys need to do. I'm here to help, not run your businesses. Okay. So moving on from iPad photo booths, just a really quick recap on iPad photo booths. They are cheaper to invest into. You still get the iPad quality photo. On the new iPads, they have the ability to adjust your lighting scenario, which is cool. So you're not going to get really bad resolution images, but it's not going to compare to a Canon camera, right? One of those professional cameras. And it's a great startup, especially if you're on a budget. That's the greater way to start. And another cool thing too is that on the iPad booths, a lot of people they're like, oh, well, can I print from them? Yes, absolutely. You can print for them. One of my customers bought a Divine photo booth and one of the wireless printers. Her total ended up coming out to, it was like $3,800, the photo booth and the printer. She already had an iPad, which was great. And she was just going to be paying the $20 a month on the iPad, which is nice. So you could start with $3,800. There's other packages that are even less expensive than that, So, you could even spend $2,200 and have a full iPad photo booth shell and a printer bundle and start like that. So yeah, that's just a little recap on the iPad photo booths. Moving on to the next one, it's going to be the DSLR photo booths. Those are a little different. The thing about all these photo booths, they do the exact same thing. It's just a matter of what type of quality you want. So the DSLRs it's just the type of camera that is put in. So these are the actual professional photography cameras. These are usually used at weddings. You'll see the photographer roaming around. So we're grabbing one of those cameras and putting them inside the photo booths. And we're usually typically adding a flash or some type of ring light to give you extra lighting. But these type of photo booths are catered towards higher end events, weddings, sweet 16s, quinceañeras, baby showers. We live in Los Angeles, so we do a lot of influencer, celebrity events, and they are looking for that high resolution image quality. I'm sure you guys have seen the Kardashian photos. That's a DSLR photo booth. So if you're the type of person that is looking for that exceptional quality photo booth, then DSLR photo booths are going to be the main go-to for you. Okay. Yes, they are more expensive. And that's the reason why is because of the camera. The camera is way more expensive than your typical iPad. Some cameras go all the way up to, $5,000-$10,000, but the ones that we put inside are usually Canon T6s, T7s. You could do T8s. Depending on what software you use, they will give you the compatibility chart. So if you're going to be buying a photo booth shell, make sure you look at your photo booth app first to make sure that camera is compatible. Just like the iPad booths, you can purchase shell or full systems. DSLR systems are, if you're a beginner, it's the perfect way to start. Everything's ready to go. You don't have to worry about buying additional things. Everything's already all-inclusive, ready to go for you. So take a look at our site again. Take a look at the different models and see which one best represents you and your business. Another key thing on DSLR booths is that the photo booth software is usually you buy it one time and it's licensed to you. you can pay for an additional year to have like another free year of updates. But like I was telling you about one of my photo booths, like 5 years old, I have a software that's like super old and it works perfectly fine. And for me, I'm like, you know what? Why am I going to invest into another $195 for another year of updates? There really hasn't been that much improvement that I need to get those features. So that's the plus side of DSLR booths, is you're not having to pay a monthly fee. They're optional. All right. Now moving over to the mirror photo booths. The mirror photo booths are the most luxurious photo booths. It's like, just think of an iPhone that's 6 feet tall standing in front of you, and you can see yourself in it. You know, and I know when I get ready, that's like the first thing that I do is I go look at the mirror, go check myself out, and I'm like, all right, cool, I look good. Like, let me get out of here. So yeah, it's the same thing. When people stand in front of these mirror photo booths, they feel like royalty. They feel VIP, and that's part of the experience of the mirror photo booths, is that now we're not just talking about, hey, this is a camera in front of you, take a picture, boom, done. Now you're adding more experience. So they're standing in front of a 6 foot tall, iPhone that it looks like an iPhone, and you're having the unit take a picture of you. And most of these mirror booths will have like an expensive flash, so that way it fills the entire, lighting scenario. And these mirror booths that we have, they do full body portraits. So this is perfect for like galas, weddings, any celebrity events, where they're dressed to impress and they want to go head to toe shots. Mirror photo booths are the way to go. The hourly rate on all of these booths are all different, and we'll go over that a little bit later once we're kind of like wrapping everything up. So yeah, mirror photo booths, super luxurious, usually a super expensive flash, super expensive camera on the inside, and then you have just like glass in front of you, checking yourself out. It's just like a whole vibe. And people pay extra money just to have that, giant machine there. I love it. It's honestly an unforgettable experience, and a lot of people appreciate it, and it sells itself. Every event that I go and do, they're always like, oh my God, this is the nicest photo booth I've ever seen. Like, how much do you charge? Then they're like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even care the hourly rate. I want this at my event. And that's coming straight from the customer, which is perfect. So for me, I don't really have to, as long as I'm doing events, I'm getting 2 to 3 referrals from every event. That's, it's easy. Now I'm 10 years into the game. I don't really need to advertise for rentals because our word of mouth base is huge. So mirror photo booths, take a look at them. Again, you can buy them by shell or you can buy them by bundles, and all the bundles will include the software with them. Same thing. It's like the DSLR booths where you pay one time. That's it. If you want to continue paying like an additional yearly like update fee, you can do that, but it's not necessary, which is cool. And all of these booths are print capable, just like the iPad booths, DSLR booths. You can have them running digital or you can have them running with the printer. Totally up to what your customer wants. All right. Lastly, the 360 video booths. So 3 years ago, these things came out. It's just a platform. You stand on it and the camera circulates around you and takes a little slow motion video. You can add music to make it fun. You can add overlays, like design overlays over the video, so that way it'll customize. And it's a whole new vibe. It's been out for 3 years, and a lot of people are like, really? Like, there's no way. I just found out about it. Yes, believe it or not, it's been out for 3 years, going on 4 now, and it's still like it's a new upcoming trend. People said it's a trend, yes, but it's here to stay. Just like photo booths, people were like, "Oh, photo booths, it's going to be dead after 10 years." Guys, it's 10 years in. Now we're moving to 360 videos, and if you think about it now, like every social media thing is going towards. It's not just like a photo isn't enough anymore. It's like more about, hey, what does your reel look like? What does that TikTok look like? It's like everything is about video now. So I feel like in the next couple of years, like we're just going to see this overwhelming amount of photo booth owners adding 360s to their businesses. It's best for people that are, yes, it's good for anybody starting out. If you want to start it out, go ahead, don't let me stop you. But from experience, what I've found is that people that are jumping into the 360 video booths first before the photo booths, they kind of are like, hey, Agatha, I just invested into it. I'm 3 months in. I only have 1 booking. You need to remember 360 video booths are super, super it's like a luxury item, right? Not everybody can afford them. Okay. So that's number one. So you're automatically eliminating like a lot of people that can't afford this. And then number two, a lot of people don't even know what a 360 video booth is. I have my regular customers that call me all the time, and I'm trying to upsell them, on the 360 video booth. And they're like, no, like, I'm not there yet, type of thing. And so for us, we maybe do anywhere from 2 to 4 events out of the month for 360s. That's not a lot, just to kind of show you. And then photo booths, like the printing booths and the iPad booths, those are, we could do like 30 to 50 of those in a month. So just to kind of show you, the printers and the digital booths are the way to go if you want like consistent business, because people are like, I want that tangible thing in my hand, that print, right? So that's just something to think about when you're jumping into this. Like I told you, I'm going to tell you things you want to hear and things you don't want to hear, but I'm only doing this just to better prepare you, because I don't want you to jump into the 360 booth business and you're like, oh, like I'm going to bang out 10 events in a month, like maybe free ones, but, or if you're plugged into like high society, then yeah, for sure you'll do it. But it's difficult. It's hard work. You got to get yourself out there. You got to educate your client. So with that said, last thing that I was going to go over was the hourly rate for these. So, the pricing is different all over the world, right? I'm going to be speaking towards like my Los Angeles, California area. So iPad booths usually are between $100 and $200 an hour. Okay, that's like the price bracket that I've seen from low end to high end. And you can do that as a digital booth. And I'm not talking printing, it's just digital booth. Then moving up to like the DSLR mirror, the DSLR/mirror booths, the price range between those are between $150 and $300 an hour. And those will include prints. So $150 to $300 an hour. The 360 booths I've seen as low as $200 an hour to $700 an hour. And that's here in Los Angeles. Me personally, like our business, 360 Booth Expert, we do $350 an hour. So that's still pretty inexpensive for the area that we're in. But one of our proteges, EY Photo Booth, for instance, they're doing $700 an hour, minimum 3 hours. That's $2,100. Take a look at their website. They're killing it. It's awesome. Follow them on Instagram as well. Big shout out to EY Photo Booth. So that's pretty much it. That was just like a quick, just a discussion about like the different type of photo booths that are out there. The next thing we'll go over really quickly is the photo booth apps. So I kind of like touched up on it for a little bit on each one. The iPad photo booth apps are usually Luma Booth or TouchPix. Those are like the two top that we use. They both have 2 different price tiers. So Luma Booth is cool because they do $20 a month or $200, for the entire year. Yeah, and it's compatible with like iPhone, iPads, and it's awesome. Super inexpensive, great way to start for any iPad or 360 booths, okay? Then we have TouchPix. TouchPix has 3 different price tiers. You can do monthly at $139. I think they have a weekly now for $50. Yeah, $50 a week. Or you can do for the entire year at $1,000. But that's cool because with this one, you'll be able to run it with the iPad photo booth. You could also run it with the 360 video booth. And they give you up to 4 active subscriptions so that let's say if you have 4 photo booths, you've already invested into all 4 photo booths with that one fee. You can do photos, GIFs, boomerangs, video booth, green screen. They have digital stickers. They even have like backdrop. Like you can put your own background, so you don't even need to physically set up a backdrop anymore, which is like, for me, is mind-blowing. It's great because I don't have to set up another piece of equipment. So TouchPix, definitely the way to go. And anytime you purchase iPad photo booths or 360 booths with us, we are able to give you a 30-day free trial for TouchPix. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to us on our website, on our contact page. Just let us know, hey, I just purchased your item. I would love to try out the 360 TouchPix and iPad photo booth software. Later this month, it's actually going to be available for mirror photo booths, which is really huge. So we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But moving on to the DSLR photo booth softwares, you'll be using either DSLR booth or darkroom booth. Either one of those, it's like $150 for the year, and you can buy that through us, or if you buy it through their online, it's $295, but that'll give you 2 registered codes, 2 different DSLR booths. You'll be able to log into there, and you can use GoPro, you can use any DSLR camera, you could do photo booth, GIF, boomerang, videos, green screen, email, text, filters, and all of that, which is nice. So all of those apps, you can use them online or offline, which is huge. So like if you're going to an event and let's say customer number 1, they're like, hey, Agatha, I'm setting up at a park. I don't have internet for you. So I would let the customer know, okay, not a problem. The app will automatically store everything on a queue. And as soon as I get back to the office, the customer's emails and text messages will go out exactly the way they entered it from beginning to end. So that's offline mode, just to let you guys know. If you don't have internet, it's okay. You could still function 100%. Just emails and text won't send out. Let's go customer number 2. Hey, Agatha, I'm doing a photo booth at the park, but I have my own hotspot. I said, okay, cool. I can go ahead and connect to your hotspot, and your customers are going to get their emails and text messages right away. So that's the online mode. Now, this is where you can upsell as a photo booth. This is a little tip. There's customers that are like, I don't have internet. I don't have hotspot. And I said, okay, not a problem. Well, my business can offer you a mobile hotspot package. $55. It'll be internet for the entire event. That means all of your customers are going to get their emails and text messages right away. They can either accept or decline. If they decline, I just let them know, okay, well, your pictures are not going to be sent out until I get back to the office, or yes, they're going to be sent out that day. So that's just the differences between the different photo booth apps that are out there. I would recommend that you guys go to the App Store. If you guys are Apple users, you're going to be on Android soon on the Play Store, but you guys can go onto our app, download our app, and in the app, you just sign up for free. There's a catalog in there. It'll show you all the different photo booths. So it's just a matter of like deciding which photo booth is going to best represent me and my business. Which one do you like the best, right? They all run the exact same thing. It's like buying a car. They all do the same thing. They take you to point A to point B. All these booths will do the same thing. It's just about deciding which one looks the best for me. And also which photo booth software is going to be best for my business, right? So download the catalog. It's free. It'll also go over all the photo booth software. So if you're like me, like I need something in my hand, this is the way you just download it. You can print it out or you can have it on your phone, and it'll show you everything as far as like the different photo booths, the different types, the iPad booths, the DSLR, the mirror booths. It'll also go over Luma booth, touch picks, and darkroom, everything that we kind of went over today. It's just an easy guide for you to just like have something physical in your hand. And if you guys are looking to purchase, awesome. Well, let's do some business together. If not, I hope that you guys learned a little bit something out of this episode on selecting the right photo booth and the different apps. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM us on Instagram. We're also available there. So reach out there. We're at 360 Photo Booth Expert on Instagram. We're also on Threads and TikTok and YouTube and all those different channels. But for now, thanks for tuning in to the Photo Booth Entrepreneur Podcast, where the world of photo booths come to life. Remember, every click is a step closer to success, and your journey is as unique as the memories you capture. Until our next episode, keep clicking, keep innovating, and keep making moments that matter. This is Agatha. Happy photo boothing.